I'm excited. This is something that Phoebe and I did together. I mean, I really, because I came up with this idea of the book and the ingredients, but Phoebe, you did a wonderful job of putting this together. I love this kit because first of all, there's nothing, the only thing you have to throw away is just this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to unbox it. I've never opened this one before. So you have this, it doesn't have really any instructions in it, so you don't have to keep it. There is a QR code, I don't know where that goes, but probably probably the website, I'm thinking. And anyway, it just comes with, it's 18 pieces, comes with, you basically can make 2 journals out of it. And it comes with everything you need. Now, there are some things that I added, of course, but you can make this kit with just this if you want. I like to, of course, add my own stuff, but I want to show you what's in it. So that is the kit cover. Now, this is what I love about it. It's this zippered pouch, which is really cool because it holds all of this stuff. So I'm going to show you all the books first of all. We'll do it afterwards. I'm going to move all these to the side, I guess. You see, I've been making them because I just love making them. So what you have is you open it up and you get some paper. Now this is the paper that I designed for Yasutomo. It's the first series of the collage papers. You get these 2 tags. These are 4 inches by 8 inches. Okay, you get 2 of them. You get enough papers to make 2 books, but I want to tell you some little tricks. You get this little bone folder. It's a bamboo folding tool. And this is very handy for creasing and for burnishing down the paper. You get the glue, you get the nori paste. This is enough to make more than that, but you got plenty of glue. And you get, oh, there it is, the needle. You get enough thread and a needle, nice little needle here. So basically you got everything you need. I always like to add a few things, but this is what I would use to keep all the little extra bits of papers once I'm done, keep all my bits and pieces or my folded books. So I'm going to show you just a quick demonstration, or not demo, but just some things that you can do with it. Now I like to, this is just a plain one. I only collaged on one side and I put watercolor paper in it. And the reason I did that is, you know me, I love watercolors. So I just used some of this paper and I cut it to size, and I'll tell you what the size is because I know you'll probably want to do it too, because the paper that comes with it is really nice, but I love, this is, just so you know, it is a 6-inch by 4-inch piece of paper, and you fold them in half. So if you want to do watercolor sheets, you do, or any of your own favorite papers, or papers that are already done. I think that would be cool too. Like if you had some collage papers you already have, you want to just make papers already colored, that's cool too. So that, the paper that it does come with though, I'm going to show you the piece. I think it's this one here. I'm going to show you this one. I'll move this out of the way. No, that's not it. But also, this is the one I showed on Instagram today. This is with the watercolor paper. See, it's nice stiff paper that you can watercolor on. And then I just love that. So in this one, I painted or I sponged color on the inside. I'm going to show you the whole process. The one I wanted to show you, here it is. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one with the paper that it comes with. The paper is it's a kind of, I forgot the weight. It should maybe be in there somewhere. I should look at the description. I forgot the weight of the paper. It's doesn't say, it should say, but it doesn't. But it's paper that will accept watercolor. I do have watercolor on here, colored pencils, pen, stamps. I did this because I wanted to see what I could do with it. This is an acrylic paint marker. This is gel or paint. I think it's acrylic paint and some stencil butter, and I layered it over. So yes, this paper is okay for mixed media, the paper that comes with the kit. But like I said, I always prefer to put my own stuff together. So let me show you. Oh, and the most important thing is you get this really nice, really helpful, very clear instructions. Now, it's in French and in English. So the French folks, French speaking, you can also use it. So it just gives you everything you need to know. So save this, don't throw that away. And I'm going to show you how I did it, but save this is a really good one. And then I think there's also, this is video instructions. This QR code is video instructions on how to make it, which is really cool. Now I'm going to show you the way I make it. I'm probably not going to, I'll follow it as much as I can. But since I designed this, I don't know, sometimes the steps are, and it may not follow the steps exactly. I'm hoping I do. So what you want to do is you put your papers aside, your book papers, and since you're going to make two, you can divide them up as however you want. Like I think in this kit, I would use one, take this, and I would probably not divide it into two books. I would make one out of this, and then I'd make another out of other papers. Or you can divide these up into three sheets each and then just fold them in half. So basically, your book pages are just going to be folded in half. That's it. It's super easy. Okay. I might as well just do it like I should. So I'm going to just do the pages real quick. And this is where this folder comes in handy for folding. And I'm going to make sure I'm just doing one sheet at a time. Just fold them in half. Okay. Now it doesn't matter which sequence, how you do this, because if you do this where you do the collaging first and then make the book, you can do that. You can do it however you want. Anyway, there's a signature. When you do the signature, you can just tuck like the pages into each other. Okay, like that. So that's one signature. And all right, it's ready to go. Now let's start with collaging. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. So when you collage with these tags, I've got a little thing that I like to do. You notice the tags have a little reinforcement thing. This is a reinforcement hole. I like to pull it off. The reason I pull it off, and even if it tears, I don't really care. I want just at least one of the layers to stay on. So usually I kind of take my fingernail and I just kind of, that one's on pretty good. I just make it so that I can kind of lift that off, and it doesn't have, if some of it stays on, it came all off. That's pretty good. And I put that aside. I set it aside. I do not want to lose that because that is I'm going to be using it. And also it makes a flat surface for me to collage. You don't have to do this, but I just do it. I think it makes a more interesting finished piece as well. So you remove those little guys, save them. You can paint on them if you want to make them really fun. Now I have a nice clean surface, smooth surface, and I'm going to take my papers out. I'm going to see what I've got in this. And this is going to cover more than enough for two books and possibly even more. But there it is. You get all these papers, and let's see what we got here. And they're all kind of designed to kind of go together. Like you can just mix them up or however you want, or you can make a one that kind of works together color wise, but these are a nice little selection of papers. And I'm going to sort of separate them by non-patterned or the least amount of patterns, or least busy. Let's see, this one's not that busy. And then maybe this one. Okay, and these are my kind of non-busy papers. And then I'm going to then I've got my collage papers. Okay. I'm just gonna start doing it. Now, I usually do, I like to have a little ruler. And I'm gonna take my nori paste. I love this stuff. Now, there's something about nori paste. There's a little plastic film that goes on top. Throw that away. And now you have this nice, almost like you can, I don't want to eat it, but you can. It won't hurt you. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Wanda's here. Hi, Anna. Yay. Oh, good. So we're smooth. It's happening. Now I have a brush that is called the Fusion brush, and I love this. This is the number 1 inch. We have 1/2 inch. We have a 1/4 inch. I forgot. I think we have a 3/4 inch. I'm not sure. I forgot. Anyway, so I have a ruler that I used for tearing the paper, but you can cut it, you can tear it free form, or you can do a straight tear. But what I like to do is I kind of, before I start gluing, and this, by the way, has a lot of open time. You can leave that open and it's not going to dry out or anything. So what I like to do is I'm just going to find some papers in my little stash here, and I'm going to pick colors that just sort of sing to me. Like I love this little bit here, and I'm going to do a straight tears, kind of straight. And I'm going to do them in different widths of stripes. I'm just going to kind of make straight little lines, maybe 3 strips here, different widths, kind of playing with that. Maybe I want that pink in there. There's some pink. I kind of want that. So I'm using my ruler just for tearing. A metal ruler, a straight edge ruler really makes a difference. And this is the pink I'm looking for, right here, right there. Okay, and I'm going to make maybe a thin, there. I kind of like that. and just tear. So I'm going to make some stripes, but I'm going to change up the colors a little bit. This is one way, but there's all kinds of ways you can collage, but I'm just kind of doing a real simple one. And I'm gonna do both sides of this because I think both sides would really look nice. And with nori paste, doing both sides helps to strengthen the cover even more, the book cover or the tag book. I think I'll make this one as long as it's a different width. There we go. And then maybe, so I've got those, and then I think I'm gonna just stick with those two colors for now. If that's not enough to cover my thing, I'm going to just add some more. So for fun, I am going to just do these strips, and I might go this way. Yeah, okay. Here's how you do it, though. I'm going to tell you about this nori paste. When you're using nori paste, you don't have to go too heavy or thick. Kind of make a thin coat because the drier, the less moisture you have on your tag, the less it will warp. And if it does warp, which, nori paste has a lot of moisture in it, you can always dry it in between some books or use a press. But I'm just going to brush on the paste on the areas I think I'm going to be gluing on. And it is a slow drying paste, so that's what the beauty of it. And I'm going to show you why it's really cool. So I've got this one. I'm just going to start with one of the stripes. I think I'll just do it maybe this way. Actually, no, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to move it. This is what I love about nori paste. You can't do this with glue. You can reposition this. You can bring it right to the edges where you want it. And then you just lay it down. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put the wide piece right in here and just put it on. And I'm just going to kind of smush it so that the edges are nice. And I'm going to take this one. I love this piece here. I'm going to go right there. And I'm just going to put it on. I'm just going to lay it right on. And when you get nori paste on your hands, it doesn't feel weird or anything. It feels really good. And I'm going to take this skinny one and I'm going to go right to the edge, right here. And just bring it flush to the edge. And I can squish it without causing problems with the paper. All right, so there's that. Now, isn't that cool? Now, what I do is I usually take it and I just kind of burnish it down with my bamboo folder. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to do a little going this way, just for fun. And I'm going to do the rest, a little bit of glue, and I'm not putting much. I'm keeping it very thin. And you can actually go over, like if you get a little glue on the edges, like overlapping, that's fine. It's not going to hurt it at all. In fact, I'm going to just go a little bit over like that. And I can squish this one. I'm still repositioning it because it moved. I love this. Let's see, maybe this way. And it's all, designing. You just design it the way you want. There, I'm going to do that, I think, right there. And then the last piece is this. You're probably going, well, wait a minute, everything's to the edge. And let me show you how I fix that. Okay, so I got one. See how fast that was? Now, what I have to do is I'm going to trim all the little extra pieces off. And I always save all the paper that I have. I'm just going to trim it with my scissors right to the edge of the board of the card. And you can see it's kind of warping, it's curling, but when I put moisture on the other side, it's going to flatten out more. And when I dry it, I'm going to dry it in between some heavy things, and I'll probably dry it maybe overnight, or just make sure it's good and dry before you start working on it. I do have another piece that I've already prepared earlier, so I can show you how to make the score marks and everything. But here I'm going to just kind of move these out of the
Karen,
way.
from
Yeah.
Julie. Julie was
Yes.
asking if you need to designate that brush for paste if you use it.
No. No, you don't. Actually, this nori paste is reverse. You can let it sit for days and then let it dry out. It's not going to hurt your brush. And no, you can use paint with it later. But what you would want to do is really clean out the paint really well before you proceed with gluing. Otherwise, you get bits of paint in your glue. Now, I would say this with the nori paste only, because anything like that dries, that's a polymer or plasticky kind of glue, you can't do what I'm doing now by just leaving it out and letting it dry. And I wanted to let you know, I always just take the hole and I re-punch it. So And if you don't have a hole punch, like an office size hole punch, just find something like a awl or something and get that hole back. Okay, now I've got this side. It needs to be collage. So I'm going to do, I like this theme a lot, and I'm going to keep it simple. And I only have, of course, I only have that paper's it. Ooh, I like, kind of like navy. This paper is going to be pretty with that. This kind of goes, sort of, yeah. So just going to do it and keeping it simple. Normally I would probably be a little more fussy on my collaging, but I want you to kind of see the process. And I'm just going to tear this right here so I don't waste the paper, and I can use this extra one later. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue, not too much, just put on the glue onto the surface of the card. Now you can see it's starting to flatten out already by me just putting the glue down. In fact, I'll do it all the whole thing here. And what I love about nori paste, and I don't use it enough because I'm kind of a not very patient person, but nori paste it's a beautiful paste. It doesn't leave like shiny glue spots. See how it's flattened out just by getting it wet on both sides. That's what I would use nori paste for. I've tried it and I kind of felt like I was wrangling the paper if I didn't do this. And now it's perfectly flat and beautiful. And I'm going to just put this on because I just think it's beautiful. And what I love about this, see, I'm moving it around. Try that with glue. It doesn't work. You smooth out all the bubbles if there are any. Smooth them out now using your tool here. And I still got plenty of glue here. So I'm going to do another piece. And I want to do something that kind of goes with what's on the front. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, what this is left over. I'm going to put it right on top. And then I'm going to take some of this because that was also on there. And I'm just going to put that right next to it. Okay. Now I'm going to just really give that a nice burnishing and making sure that that paper is flush to the tag or to each other. And now what I'll do is again trim these sides, and I see how it's flat. It's perfect now. But the best thing for me to do would be to press it. Otherwise, it may curl. I don't know. It may not, but as it starts to dry, it may want to curl a little. So I just would flatten it under the books. But I'm going to put this aside because I do have one that's already dry and ready to go. Okay, so this, if I can find this, what I also do, so this is the process I go through. I take my little, I wipe off any extra glue that might be on there. Okay, and I love it because it's not sticking to my hands. It's not weird. Put the glue thing back on, put the brush out of the way. I won't need that anymore. And then, there we go, move this out of the way. And what I have, I've got a little bit here that it's all right. I'll show you what I do to fix that. So it looks good. It's nice and flat. This might even be the cover. I like that even better. I don't know. You can decide. But so here's what I do. Now this is going to take a little bit more strong adhesive. So I use a little white glue to put back on this is so is the art glitter designer dries clear. I love this stuff. They happen to be right here in my town, the glitter factory, and I just stick this right on top of that. Just because it just looks better, when you do that. And I'm going to do the same thing, just put the little thing on, little gluey thing. Oh, and I have to show you something because if you don't know this, they do have this thing called a glue holder. I just got it a couple days ago. And you know what's really cool? Now you can have your glue, if I can put this thing back together, you put this little thing on and leave it like that, and it is ready to go. Isn't that the coolest? It looks like a little rocket ship kind of hanging on there. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out to them because they make the best glue on the planet. Okay. Now, usually what I do is I'll edge this with something like I'll do it just for fun. I'm gonna do it so you can see. You can see my little process here. If you haven't seen this, you just take your little edge and that cleans up. This is gonna fix that edge that's I see that I didn't really go off all the way. You can do that or you can leave it alone, but I like to kind of do this little edging thing. It just makes it look richer, I guess, or more dimensional. You can make it be as aggressive or dark, go crazy with it. Let's see how it really changes it up. I don't know who did this. I think this was a Tim Holtz thing, and it was so cool to see this technique done. And I haven't stopped doing it. It's been like 25 years or something since I remember seeing
Another
it.
question for you. Jan commented, so nori paste jar says to refrigerate it. Do you see that? And then can you comment on that?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
She says that the nori paste jar says to refrigerate it.
No, 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 no. I don't know where that came from. You do not need to refrigerate it. It still says that, huh? Oh, how funny. To prolong use, refrigerate after opening. I have had my nori paste for 10 years. No, it doesn't mold or anything. I don't know why. That must have been from, I don't know. That's a mystery. So please ignore that one. We should probably take that off at some point.
Another question from Kathy. Do you leave your pin in your glitter glue?
I do. I leave that right in there. So basically that's what keeps it, keeps it flowing. You got this nice long pin, this little needle tip thing. And yes, I leave it in there and it just doesn't fall out. Put it in you don't have to leave it. Sometimes I just leave it in a drawer, like laying flat, and it seems to be fine. But I like my little holder now because it's just so spiffy. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. So I've got that, and you know what I'm gonna do? Here's how I put this like this, and I stick it in a press. And I will not do it this moment, but I'll put it under my table pad here. Yeah, you just stick it under, I just stuck it under this little table pad and now it's good. Now here's my one that I did earlier today, same technique, exactly, just a little bit brighter. Now it's like decisions. What do I want to be the front and what do I want to be the back? Okay, here's what we do next. So in the instructions, and I always need these because I always forget. You'll see that you'll need a 3-inch. You need to have a 3-inch and a space, a 1/4-inch space, and 3-inch, 1/4-inch, and then the rest. Okay, so the way I do this, you do it the way it shows in the instructions. You have the left side flat side. You have the little reinforced hole with the cutouts on the right side. And I'm going to cheat because I just don't like to do the other. I'm always ruining it when I do it the other way. I'm going to show you something.
Sorry to bump in again, Karen, but we have a couple questions about the holder. Where do you get the holder?
Oh, I did from the glitter, the art glitter, the company artglitter.com. It just came out. She calls it a glue bottle holder. It holds the 2-ounce and the 4-ounce bottles, which this is the 2-ounce. So I guess the big 4-ounce one, I don't know, I didn't know that. So yes, this one holds 2 different sizes. And you know what else it holds if you need to? These little squeezy bottles, it holds glue bottles. I love this because, we're always looking for, well, they come in different colors, by the way. So yes, the artglitter.com glue bottle holder. And they're in Cottonwood, Arizona. So anyway, good stuff. Okay, so now I've got my thing and I've decided I have to think. So when I'm designing these, I usually like to think if I want to put a little embellishment on top, like a little thing, I always have to think about that. So if I want something that's going to come around, like here, I'd put this one right here. So I like to look and see how my design is going to look. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and I'm going to score. Now, if you just have a ruler, use your ruler, but I'm going to use this because it's just easier for me. I'm going to score it at the 3-inch from this side to 3 inches. I'm just going to take my little scoring tool and I'm going to really give it a nice crease. You can do that with a ruler too. So if you just want to use your straight edge, do it on a padded, like I would put it on something with a little padding so it would kind of dent in, but just score, okay? And then at a 1/4 inch, you want a 1/4 inch for the spine. We're going to do a little 1/4 inch spine, which is just basically 3 1/4 inches away from this left edge. And I'm going to move it over to this. Where am I moving over? I want 3 inches from this last score line. So that's going to be 6 1/4 inches, I believe. Yeah, make sure. I hope I am right. So I'm going to make sure it's 3 inches. I better measure it. So my little score, my last score line, which is, I'm going to show you. It's right, there's one and a two. And you know, if you do this while it's still damp, it's probably better. You know, like the ones I should probably score the ones because I'm seeing that this is, I did this with a glue stick this morning. I cheated because I was trying to hurry. But you can make that score while your card is still wet. And I'm going to show, I'll do it with this one, but I'm going to just get this done. I'll do it with the one I just collaged too. Because this is really stiff because I did let it dry for quite some time. So I'm just going to really give it a nice, oops, and I just did something bad, but I'll fix that. Okay, so I've got that spine done. And now we're going to go 3 inches from here to here. You can do it by folding the book over, by the way, if you want. Like this, you can just fold it and then find that 3 inch place. You can do that too. Okay, and then you do a score at a 1/4 inch. And these little bamboo tools are really handy for that. Okay, score. There we go. Now I'm going to show you it's easier to do it while the glue's still wet. And this was with a glue stick. So it's not going to be as good. But you see that 1/4 inch spine I just made? Okay. I'm going to show you what the one I just did. Since I just stuck it into the mat, this is going to be a lot smoother because it still has a little moisture in it, and I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 3 inch right here, 3 inches, and it'll feel way different. I'll just kind of go in, and it's still kind of soft and pliable, and I like that. So do it, especially with nori paste. You can use that take the advantage of the dampness, and you're going to see how much easier that folded like butter. You see that? It just kind of feels really soft. And of course, when it dries, it's going to dry not very soft. And because I'm collaging on both sides, there's my score. You see that nice little 1/4 inch spine. And I'm going to just go ahead and go to 6 1/4 here. I believe that's so 3 inches away from the last score line. So that's 6 1/4 from on this little tool, and I'll go to 6 1/2 and give myself just find that groove and score. So here we go. Oh, much better, much easier to do it while it is wet. And these little score lines will come back. You know, they'll reactivate even though I'm going to flatten it in a book. Oh, that's way better. So now my little book is ready to assemble. Ooh, I love that. I kind of like that. This side. Ooh, I like it says how deep. That's lucky. So that's how you do the to make the book cover. Okay. So it's done. Got that nice score line. I love that. I'll put it back in the flatting thing just to, okay. And I'm going to go back to this one here and struggle. This one's a little bit of a struggle because it's dry and it's stiff, but I'm going to make it work. And you can always take, like if you need to, read score. I'm going to move this out of the way. Just do it with my ruler. And just kind of go, it might be better with the ruler actually on the thicker stuff because then I can really kind of dig in and I'm not going to tear the paper with this. I'm just going to score there. It looks like a little better and it seems to not want to score. Or I could score both sides. Let's do a little finagling here. Now this wouldn't happen if you're doing this with a single side. If you decide you just want to use do the tag with one side of collaging and then just paint or leave the inside alone. You don't have to do do both sides, but I'm just trying to use all the paper I have. So then what you do is you just fold it. This is really thick. So I'm going to there we go. I'm going to actually just fold it like this. And then this is going to work. I'm going to score it. It is so thick. There we go. Yeah, and there we go. Okay. Now that is done, ready to now construct into the book. And look what I just did. I tore that because I did it. Weird thing to it, but I'm going to fix that. There's always happy accidents that happen. Now this one is now ready to turn into a book. So I'm going to take my little signatures that I folded and I've got the needle that's already here. And this thread is actually good. There's enough here to make your books plus the ties, but I usually don't do that. I'm just going to make enough to do the book. And I always use this stuff because I like baker's twine, or you can use ribbon or anything that you want. Now, usually what I like to do is I didn't think about there we go. I'm just going to clip these together. You can use anything, but just clipping, sometimes clipping your book. Let's see, I'm going to figure out which way I want it to go. It's going to go back here. So I'm just going to clip my book to the center, and I'm just going to make sure it's in there, like centered right. I'm going to clip both of these together so that I'm not, dealing with it. Just center it on your book like this as much as you can. And then you're going to stitch, you're going to just poke holes in it and stitch. Now, this maybe, we'll see, the needle should serve okay, but this, because I made such a thick piece, there we go. The needle may not, but we'll see. You may have to use something a little stronger than that, but I'm going to go ahead and try putting a hole right in the center, and I'm going to try to get it. Yep, it's going to go through. Just kind of gentle, be gentle. And then make 3 holes, about an inch-ish apart. Okay. And just kind of go very gentle, kind of twisting, work that needle. And if you have to, just be careful not to poke yourself. I've done it before. Okay. And there, it's going to go through, no problem. And then the third one right there. And then sometimes I even take the needle and I'll just put it down on my table and I'll sort of just check it there like that. Okay, so now I've got my 3 holes, and I'm going to stitch this. Take the needle, thread it with this. This is like I'm really not sure what kind of cording it is, but it's really nice stuff. I didn't really give myself much, but I don't think I need much. So I want my string to open up in the back. I don't want it to open out here. Sometimes I do. If I want it to open in the back or tie in the back or on the outside, I start it from the outside, but I'm going to start this from the inside and just bring it through. Okay. Come on, let's go. There we go. And then I'm going to leave a little tail, not much, because I don't have a lot to work with. But this is the small book, so it's okay. Coming through that side. Okay. And I'm going to go over to hop over to the other open hole, like so. And Yep, just a very little tail. I gotta pull that a little bit. Now I'm going to just go back into the first hole I went to, right here. And then usually I like to do is I like to come out on the side. If you can see this, I come out on the opposite side. So I have one part of the tail on one side of this center string, and the other comes out through the other side. Easy peasy. All right, so now I'm going to take that needle, put it away. And what I do is I just make sure it's snug. And then I just do one, like a plain old knot, like so. You can do 2 if you feel like it may be better. Sometimes 2 is good. And then you just trim off the excess. See, I had too much thread. So I think there's a measurement. I did measure the how much thread. So I just kind of wasted some thread. So I could have made it a little shorter. There it is. Take it. And now your book is done. So what you need to do is you can find your string that you like the most. I think I like this. Or ribbon, whatever you've got in your stash. Everybody's got something, right? And if you don't have that, even a little elastic hair ties work really well just to close it. And what I do is I start with a short end and a longer end, and I put it in like so. And I will pull this through. Simple, simple. And now this is I decide how do I want to make this book open and close. But what you want to do now, this is where I decide I want to do some fun things with it. Like I like it this way. So I'm going to kind of do some kind of embellishment or a thing, something that's going to work. I think that's really pretty. I think that would look really good on that. I'm just going to or I can put this one. See, a lot of people ask me, what do you do with all your leaves and flowers and little fussy cut things? Well, this is what I do with them. I find a home for them. This one's silly. But anyway, I think I like this one. And so what I'll do with this one is I will trim up the area that I think it needs to be trimmed to, like that. And I'll use a little bit of this, and I'll show you how I'll address the little issue that I made. You know, when you make it, if you tear the paper or you do something like, oh, I wish I had done that differently, you can fix any of these little boo-boos instead of like abandoning the whole project. I love that. That's pretty. You can actually fix it with acrylic paints, with different things just to make it look like like it's meant to be. That's what you wanted to do. So there, I like that. That looks good. And so that, I like it because I don't totally cover up the flower. It's still there, it's hidden. Now in this one, I haven't done any distressing, or I don't see where I tore it. There it is. Okay, so let me kind of show you. When that happens, see, I kind of overstretched it. That's why I think doing the cover while it's still wet gives it's going to be a lot better. Now let's see how it's much better. That is going to look really good when it dries, and it's not going to have that problem. But if you do have that problem in the future, there's things to do to fix it. So I'm going to take, is everybody doing okay? I'm kind of just going along here. So I'm going to
Seems like
find,
everyone's okay.
okay, good. I hope you're having fun because I am. So I'm going to take I'm going to find a paint, and I'm just going to go in my little stash here, whatever I've got in my drawer here. This is red. That'll work, probably. Transparent red. Ooh, yeah. What you could do, this is, this stuff is, strong enough you can do a little mixed media. Like I'm going to take my little um, quarter, and this is my half-inch fusion brush. I'm just going to get a little paint in there. I'm going to kind of do this like I meant it. I may just mix up a little pink with it. I mean, hey, we've got to be resourceful here, right? I'm going to just take a little, put a little paint on this, like a little pink, whoop, and a little red, maybe more than I need, but I'm just going to do it. And this is just a way that will strengthen that spine edge. I'm going to mix it up with a little, and I'm going to kind of match the color just a little bit. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to just kind of brush it over like that. This is collage paper, right? So you can do that. Oh yeah, see? Gone. Problem gone. And you can also do the edges if you wanted to, not with that color, but see if there's any other areas that need a little help. I think that looks good. So what I just did is I now have an acrylic edge on that. It's going to look really nice. And I could add some acrylic paint somewhere. I don't know. I'll just keep it there for now, but you get the idea. You can fix little mistakes like that. And also another thing you can do, something I really love doing with these books, because they get handled a lot. So I like to use, there's two different products that I love using. You could use, this is my favorite of all time. It's the Judikins Microglaze. In fact, I need some more. I'm starting to get low. I use it a lot. And what I'm going to do, that has to dry, but I always put on my books, without messing up okay, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to just put it on the paper, and I'm just kind of rubbing on a very light coat. And this will seal the paper. It will seal the watercolor that's on there, this little watercolor fussy cut. Once that dries, it will seal that as well. And then it just makes it so that you have something that you can handle. It will also seal the origami paper collage. And it's just amazing. It's transparent, and it dries, it makes it waterproof, fingerprint proof, dirt proof. It really is amazing stuff. And then actually what I do is after I've done that, I put it on and let it sit for a minute. I'm just going to grab some tissue, and I think that's dry enough. Yep. And now I'm going to go ahead and just wipe it off. And then what it does is it's invisible. You don't see that. You don't see the coating I just put on it, but it's gonna really strengthen it and protect it. And you have something that you can enjoy and use stuff on the inside. There it goes. Yeah, and now I've got my book is finished, got pages, and I love this. So, have we have any questions on this little book or the tag book kit?
Not, not
Everybody's good.
yet, but people seem to be really liking this one. Um, so let us know if y'all have any questions. But that came out so cute. I love the flower.
Now, you know what else you can do too? This is another, like this paper is nice and stuff. It's already decorated, but let's say you want to do something more, like you just see something that needs a little more. I'm going to just kind of show you. I'm going to find one that I'm not really, the one that needs a little help. Now this one, this one's a little buckled because I made it and I didn't see how it's kind of sort of wiggly wiggly. It's just not, it's got some issues. But before I think what I'll do is I might as well put something on it or do something that's a little fun. So you can do, I don't even find that little white. You can do like white, use a marker or maybe I can find one. Find my Molotow marker. And I'm just going to kind of draw. You can draw on it. So this one you can actually add. You can add your own marks and really to make it yours 100%, you can just change it up a little bit, put some designs on it that maybe you wouldn't, you can just kind of make some swirls, make some marks. So really it's, the customizing of these things are, pretty endless. You can make this, just leave it alone, but also I like the idea of adding some more stuff because it's fun. And this one's already got the Simic writing on it, but see how that just kind of added? That did something, and I this little dent here. There we go. I'm gonna be more scribbly. I don't need to be so perfect. I would like the squiggles better. So there we go.
We
Now,
have some comments that I'll just read out. Virginia said that this would make such a nice gift for a teenager. Kathy said she used a button to wrap the cord. And then Paula was saying, when can you teach us that flower? I think she's talking about your fussy cut flower that she really liked.
yeah. Well, I could probably do that today. Do we have time? Oh, no, we don't. So, it'd be fun. Maybe like because the springtime is around the corner, we're almost out of winter. I think it would be fun to do some flowers, watercolor flowers coming up on a live coming up. We'll do
I
it.
love that. Yeah, we also have a new paper, so I wonder how the Mashi Hosho would be for the
Absolutely.
flowers.
Can I show? I mean, we have a minute. This
Yeah,
paper, can I show? Can I do a sneak of that paper real quick?
I think
I
that
gotta
would be
show you.
cool. Yeah, and then
Uh,
I'm just gonna answer. Susan asked, "What's the brand of the microglaze?" It's our friends Judikins, and it's also gonna be listed out in the pinned comment. I try and update stuff that Karen shows, including stuff that's not sold by Yasutomo. So it's by Judikins. And then Kitty's here. She asked, "Would this fit credit cards? This looks like it would make a nice case or gift card presentation if the inside pages were
Yeah, you
pockets."
know what? So this is a artist trading card. So yeah, which I believe is about the credit card size. Let me find a card that's credit card. Here we go. Let me show you. I found a blank. I have these blank. Oh, there's an old card I don't use anymore. Okay. So yeah, what would be cool? Let's say you can make this even a wallet, Kitty. I mean, you could put like a little pocket in here. Or you could give it for a gift card. Let's say you want to do, oh, this would be fun. A little pocket, which I can show a little, oh, this little, like a little paper pocket and have it sit in there. Or you can put it in the back. But yes, artist trading cards, credit cards, these all will fit. So you can even put artist trading cards in your pages as a little, kind of a trading card book would be fun. Or yes, you can do like make a little pocket for your card. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Excellent. So what was I going to bring? Oh, yeah, I was going to show you. I have a card that I made. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, no. See, I'm getting stuff ready to send to, yes. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is the Mashi Hosho paper. I want to show you this. Isn't that a fabulous wash of color? And that, I know I have a card. I got to find the card. I created this greeting card. There it is. Oh, this is what I need to do for our next live. Okay. But this is a card where I did both sides, just a wash of color on this new paper that we have. It's called Mashi Hosho. It's incredible. It makes the paper it's amazing what it does. Now, I did the wash, really wet wash, and then I flattened it. Then I did watercolor. We can do watercolor fussy cuts. That would be really cute. Um, Live. So yes, this is the new paper we have, and it is paper made in Japan, and it takes watercolors amazingly. I mean, this I've never had a watercolor do this on any paper I have. So do you want to do that next
Gorgeous. Let's
2 weeks from
definitely
now?
do that. Yeah, and yeah, that's solid. So join us for the next live. We're going to be showing off that paper. I'm going to read out a few more things. People are saying Kathy used your affirmations in hers. I think she's talking about another a tag book. And
Hmm.
then Kitty said, "Ooh, one of your origami pockets." And
Yes,
asked, "Can you use photographs with this glue?"
I
Maybe meaning
could.
the
Yeah. Well, with this glue, no, I would say no because it's such a wet glue, and if you're doing the back of it, and then the photos are usually kind of have a plasticky, very non-porous backing, from what I know with photos. So this glue works best for more porous papers that have some porosity. So if you don't want to use this on vellum or photos, but it's wonderful on washi paper. It's my favorite is washi paper, and then it's great on papers that have some absorbency, and you do need to flatten it though if you know if you're doing it on like a card stock with rice paper or something over cardstock. And it's also wonderful on something like glass or plastic. If you're doing like a little candle, you want to do a collage on a candle. What are those votive candles? You know, those Mexican prayer candles. Those are amazing. You just wrap the rice paper, and you glue using this. It is incredible. You can reposition it, smooth it. This is what I love this paste for. There's a little difference, there's differences in how it's just in the arsenal of glue. This is what I would keep right here, and then of course my little glue stick because I'm so lazy there. But what I love about this, if you want to mix this glue with this to give the glue a little more drying open time. You can mix these. These are totally compatible. So you can actually put a little in a dish, put a little white glue with a little of this, and you have the best of both worlds. You have like the real strong grab of this glue, and you have open time and reposition time while it's still wet with this. So anyway, just some thoughts there. Anything else we have? Because I know it's a little after four for
Yes,
my time. It's
Jan
like,
was yeah, Jan asked with what paints, and I kind of am getting that one a little late, but I think she's asking what paints you used on the Mashi Hosho. Jan, correct me if I got that wrong.
okay, I did use a brand new watercolor I was testing out. It is some granulating colors by Holbein. I did get some of those. So watercolor, just use, this is granulating watercolor. So if you have any, this is fabulous because it really shows up the granulation. I will be doing the demonstration with our Niji watercolors in 2 weeks, but I'll try other colors too because I just got this palette. I'm gonna make everybody drool. I just know it. But I have to show it to you. I got this palette. And look what I added to it. This these metallic colors, and I have all my favorite colors in these, and I'm just gonna use these. But I kind of mix up granulating with all different brands, and we'll play. But I will do the demo with the Niji, and I'll do it with the granulating and the metallics just for fun, because we'll see how it works. But this one here, same, I think it was the same. It's yeah, it's just granulating color. And then this is with the Niji watercolors, these flowers. Hope that helps.
Yes, gorgeous. And yes, Jan said that is what she was asking about. So thank
Awesome.
you.
Good. All
I
right.
think
So
we
what
got
we're
all the
gonna,
questions. Yeah.
yes, more questions?
No, no, I was saying I think we got all of them.
Okay, cool. So I'm excited that we're able to share this with you, the tag kit. I know that there it is. So if you are looking for it, the item number is TGKIT. And I love it. I love this little bag. And what I love about it is when you're all finished, you can put all your little bits and pieces in it. You know, all your little finished pieces and all your parts, your glue, your extra thread. I love this thing. I love it that it's everything is all contained in one little happy place.
One last question for
Yeah.
you. Anna asked, where did you buy those metallics? And I think she means the ones on, yeah.
I know what you're looking at. Okay, so you know what? I just got them. Art Theory is the name of the company. Art Theory. I got it from Etsy because, you know, today we're not supposed to buy anything off of. There's like a no buy. I don't know why, but anyways, I've been seeing it all over Instagram. But hey, I think it's okay to buy from Etsy and from Yasutomo. It's just the big guys you're not supposed to buy from. But so this is called Art Theory. That's the company. And they make these handmade colors, and they are gorgeous. And I will play with them. They so far. I mean, I did a little bit with them. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, my table's full of stuff. I can't find it, but they are really nice. And you see this palette, I had it engraved with my name on it. This palette was empty. It's from Masha's Watercolors. She makes empty palettes, and then she also makes her own watercolors, and they're fabulous as well. So, you know, what I like is my granulating, because I have a thing for granulating colors like Masha's, um, and any granulating color, and then I mix my Niji watercolors, which are all more single pigment and they're not granulating. So I like to mix those with that. So that's what I'll be showing in a couple weeks, how I kind of mix up the granulating colors with the Nijis and then makes fancy granulating colors. Well, that's fun. So I'm gonna just say, so Phoebe, you have any last minute things to say before we sign off?
No, that's it. Sorry, I just wanted to finish typing out Masha's watercolors link. That's in the pinned comment. So there's
Okay,
the Art Gallery link.
cool.
Some finds. That's it for me.
Awesome. So I'm going to just put my camera onto me for a second just to say hi and tell everybody thank you for joining. So here we all go. Here we go. It's kind of weird to put myself, there I am. So I want to thank everybody for being patient with us today and joining us. And I want to thank Phoebe, as always, for hosting and managing the questions. And maybe we'll have a different platform. I don't know. We'll figure out a way to at least maybe we just do Facebook Live only. We'll just figure it out so that you don't have to wait around so much. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Phoebe,
Thank
so much
you. Oh,
for
Karen,
being
thank
part of it.
you.
And we will see you on the next one.
Yep. Thank you.
Take
Thank you
care,
so much,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.